How do I stop share? There we go. Okay. All right. Welcome, everybody. I hope all is well, and thank you for attending tonight's District 5000 Youth Service meeting. Tonight, we have some VIPs in the house, and first, we'd like to recognize our District Governor, Ms. Nancy Cabral.
Aloha, everyone. So glad that Youth Services is taking such a strong stand this year and trying to plan a lot of events. And of course, this being Education Month, I know lots and lots of the clubs, almost all the clubs have been doing something to help our schools and our students. So it's little pieces that add up. And I know Jen's got a lot of ideas with Ryla and different youth projects. So working together is just really the key to what Rotary is all about. So thank you very much. And at some point, I have another Zoom meeting starting at exactly the same time. Only my third for the day. So anyway, thank you all very much, though. I'll bounce in and out as time permits. Thank you all. Work hard.
Thank you.
And we have our Polio Plus champion and mover and shaker. Roz, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. Nice to be here. Polio, more Polio Day is coming up, so I'll be visiting your clubs and talking to you. So thank you, Jen, for having me.
Thank you. And then everyone knows Naomi, who assists me, and apparently that's the class I'll be going to right after this. Screen sharing. But I also want to recognize Ryla chairs Dave Livingston, who's assisting Rick for Oahu Ryla, and Mr. Ryan Dunkel, the president, Rick's president, who also is our IT go-to guru. So thank you so much. And most importantly, I would like to introduce our guests for today. And last year, we shared a lot about where Gail and Lila were able to give us an insight about youth services. So we're going to take this a little bit further. And we're going to go ahead and let Tom speak first, and then we'll go into our agenda. Tom, tell us all about Rotary Youth Exchange. It's early in the year and we still got time to do things, correct?
Yeah. Aloha, everybody.
Hi, Tom.
Hi. Youth Exchange. This is a program which I think has got great value, but unfortunately, it poses great challenges. And in fact, this year, we don't actually even have a student outbound or inbound. Let me give you just a quick idea of where we're at. So Scanix is an organization, meaning Scanix means Southern California, Arizona, Nevada Youth Exchange. Well, but it also means Hawaii and Utah. And they're the clearinghouse for all the applications that come in for those areas, and then they disseminate them out to the different districts. As a district, in order to get a student in, we must have a student going out, or vice versa. In order to send a student out, we have to bring a student in, thus exchange. Now, that doesn't have to be in the same place. So in other words, it's not really necessary. Our club at Poipu Beach, my club actually, typically hosts, and we don't always have an outbound student from the club. So we kind of help out on some of the clubs like on Maui, which in the past we've had, interest in outbounds. And we've actually made it possible for those Maui kids to go outbound. But the biggest challenge is housing, is getting parents or people to be willing to host a student for can be as little as 3 months, but and we try to, whenever we have an inbound student, we would like to have them have 3 families, but that doesn't always end up being the case. The last year, not this year, because again, we don't have one at all. We had a student from Sweden who ended up spending the entire year with one host family, with Cheryl Holdcraft, and I give her kudos for doing that. It was wonderful on her part. But it was because they tried, the North Hawaii Honolulu Club tried so hard to find host families and could not. So that's where our problem is. And one of the total issues is it's great to go out and find students who might be interested in going, but if we can't host, then we can't send them, and that's not really fair to them, get them all excited about it and then not be able to do it. So that's the challenge we face in youth exchange. Now, I'm going to tell you that this program is fantastic. I mean, it really is. The kids get so much out of it. And that's both the inbounds and the outbounds. And then remember, when you've got an inbound student from Spain or from Sweden, they're interacting with the students at the high school level, the Interact Club, and suddenly their worlds are opening up in a way that just doesn't really happen otherwise. I will say right now we have one student who is extremely interested in going. I believe she's from Waianae on the west side of Oahu, and we need to find the sponsor club for her. She seems like she is really gung ho, and I think that's going to be a great fit. But we then have to find a sponsor club and also find host families for the inbound that need to have happen. We at one time had up to 13 students outbound. That was when I first kind of got started. Yeah, crazy. I mean, crazy numbers. We had 5 on Kauai, we had like 4 on Maui. Honolulu and Oahu have always been a little lacking, and that's because there's some other program which tends to somehow interest people who want to do some hosting more than our program does. So that's an issue to be reckoned with, and I'm not sure how we get around that, but that's again something to look at, and then we can start developing those students, because the outbound students, man, I'll tell you, that's to get a chance to spend a year in South America or Europe or Asia. It's just it's something that will transform them. So and that means I need a lot of help from all the clubs to be willing to find hosting. So what does hosting mean? Hosting is totally volunteer. You are responsible for providing food and shelter for the student, and obviously you treat them like your family. That's what it is. This is not a guest thing. It's not a vacation thing. It is, you are bringing them in as a family member. And what's really great about it, ultimately, is you actually do have a new family member that lives in another country. And now, myself and my wife, we don't have children. So we like to say we rent, we don't own. And we have probably 50 kids we know around the world. And we've hosted at least 10 over the years. And you don't have to have kids. You don't have to have kids at home or any of that sort of stuff. What you have to have is just a place for them to go to bed at night, and a place to study and love, and aloha. And you do that, and it turns out to be quite an amazing thing. And then later on, and I think is the big plus for the host families, is you go visit them 5 years later, 4 years later, and learn about their country and be with them, and their family, just does amazing things to make you feel really welcome. And it's a great way to travel, to be, and I know Rotarians love to travel. So So it is an amazing opportunity, and I've been now to Spain, basically all over Europe, Finland and Denmark and Chile and Thailand, and all visiting students that we've had in the past, and it's a fantastic opportunity. So
Tom,
yeah. So go ahead. I got a question. Got a question?
yeah, we do have a question in our chat. Who pays for the outbound and the inbound
Okay.
students?
So good point. Because of course, with Rotarians, we always like to know what's happening with the money. So inbound, that's all taken care of by the costs, other than food and shelter, right? Is all borne by the student and the student's family. And conversely, it's the same thing going outbound, right? So it costs the student about $7,000, give or take a little bit, between application fees, flights, because all the flights are arranged by Scanix, and insurance, health insurance, and that kind of thing. Again, all of it is all voluntary, right? So it's not any cost of administration per se, and so that cost outbound is put on by the student, but it's not that much when you consider what it costs to have a student around for the year, and if you look at other programs, they're typically more in about the $20,000 range. So our costs are very, very reasonable for outbound students. But again, inbound students, again, you're treating them like family. So, do you want to go, hey, let's go out and do something, but you got to pay for it. It's not like, you're treating them like your family, right? So you go out to the movies or whatever, and you take care of things and so on. So there's always a little extra cost, but to me, that's like, that's you're talking about your more or less your child, your own kid, and that's how you treat them. But otherwise, if they need a new pair of sneakers, they're going to buy their own sneakers. Or we had a student who decided she wanted to be a cheerleader, and the uniforms and everything, the parents of the inbound student had to pay for the cheerleading outfits. That's the way and I find that most of the parents, we don't really have any problems with that. And if not, then they can do odd jobs and things to raise money. One of the things that's really fun is the students will often do like a dinner where they make something from their home country. I've had them make empanadas, sell empanadas. I had one do tarts. There's a Vienna famous kind of tart that you make in Austria, and she made those and sold those to the club members. And there's ways to raise money. Other ones would just do whole dinners, and then try to make a dinner that would be indicative of their home country. So it's and that's all part of it. And of course, the students who are inbound are expected to go to meetings on occasion. You would have them go and be part of any kind of projects the club is doing, and they are part of Rotary. So they are representing Rotary of their country. They're representing Rotary for us, and also and then be involved. And they usually are involved in sports, or I had one student who her English happened to be excellent, so she actually ended up in drama, and she was in Seussical. And so you never know what the kids are going to want to do, but a lot of them do like to do sports or cheerleading. We've had a number of cheerleaders over the years for some of the young women, but we've also had them want to play football or softball. We had a great girl.
How you doing?
What's that?
Oh, that's another phone, a member. So because we're on a timeline,
Sure.
Tom, I'm sorry. If any of the clubs are really thinking about it, because it is one of our youth programs, what do they do? What information? How do they get a hold of you? Is it that they get a hold of?
Super easy, barely an inconvenience. You go to the district Rotary website, you go to youth services, and you continue down that trail, you'll find it says youth exchange. There's a navigation to youth exchange. And when you go to that page, it gives you a lot of detailed information. If you've got a student who's interested, there's a link there to start a pre-application, which comes to me. There's also a contact point where if you use that little form, then it comes right to me, and I'll see that form when it comes up and be able to reach back out to you. You can always call me on my cell, but it's best always to text, actually, because I work. My weekend is like tomorrow and Wednesday, and so usually over the weekends and things, it's a little bit harder to get in touch, like by phone. But I would say if you need to, please do. And then there's always my email, which is d5000rye, Rotary Youth Exchange @gmail.com. And again, that will come directly to me. So any questions you have a possible youth who's interested, I'm happy to talk to them, tell them what's going on, how to make it happen, and then we go from there.
Does anybody have anything outstanding that they wanted to address? The one difference I know, many clubs have sister clubs that they possibly host in the visit with the sister clubs, but that's not an actual Rotary Youth Exchange.
Well, it is, but it isn't. So if you do the short-term ones, I know Naomi's been very involved in these with Japan, I think, and there are certain rules that we have to follow. You have to do certain, for people to be involved in it. You have to do a volunteer app, and you have to get your CBC, your criminal background check done. Those are very important aspects of it. But outside of that, the nice thing about very short-term ones, you don't need full-scale J1 visas, which are the more tricky things these days. So they're doable. But I can always tell you what you need to have accomplished to do that. And then if you need me to sign off on it, I'm more than happy to, assuming that we have the right things in place. But the hardest part of that is there's trainings that have to get done by the host families and by those volunteers that are all about youth awareness and harassment training, things like that. And then you have to do your CBC, so to make sure that you're a good person.
Great.
I have a question, Jen. What are the ages of these students?
High school. So typically they're usually right in for junior year, but we've had some that are senior. We've actually had some that are gap year for them. So they'll be actually have graduated from high school where they are. And we've had sophomores. I've had students who were 15. So it's basically 15, 16, 17. The thing is you cannot be over 18 and a half when you come in. So, but a gap year student is doable. So if you have an inbound, now outbound, we can do that, but there's only a few countries that allow it. We did kind of snake a gap. We had a student who had graduated early from high school. So we kind of said, no, he's still a senior, even though he was actually graduated. And he went to Australia because they wouldn't have allowed him otherwise. So, I mean, we kind of played a little fast and loose, but he was of the right age. He just graduated a year early. That was his thing. So they wouldn't have allowed him if he was an 18-year-old, but he was 17 still. So they don't know. And he had a fantastic year too, by the way. He went to Australia. So he had an amazing year. And then he did a short-term one to Sweden on a boat. He spent the summer on a boat in Sweden. So there's some really good programs, but we don't do a lot of short-term. We don't do the short-term ones, generally speaking, because there's a lot of work to be done for a very short period of time, and it makes it kind of difficult. So
thanks so much. Thank you, Tom, for your information.
All right.
So questions, you can see the chat. Tom has put his information and also his contact number. And we truly appreciate you sharing your valuable time with us this evening.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. Again, feel free to give me a buzz. I'm always excited to talk about Youth Exchange.
Thank you.
Okay. Aloha.
Aloha.
Okay, just some quick notes under administrative items. Youth service compliance form, there's just about only 3 or 4 clubs that's outstanding and they may not do youth service. So I'm just waiting to hear back from them, but good job, everybody. Now it's time because RILA season is, our RILA organization is already happening for you to tell members that will be involved in any youth program, especially when there's no DOE present, to make sure that you're all good with your youth background checks. The youth affidavit, I believe I sent it or connected it, I hope. Maybe I didn't, but I can go ahead and put that, send that out to all of you. For those of you that most likely have never done it or think that it's been over 2 years since you had your background done. Strategic planning 25-26. We're already starting on some of the things that I'm sure your calendars have been done, at least for the first quarter. Naomi, can you give more information on that strategic planning, the training webinars?
This, well, the strategic planning is for the clubs to think about where the club wants to do, but for specifically youth service, it's just a action plan. So what do you see is the role of the youth service committee in your club? What are the plans to do projects this year, and where would you like to be next year? So just trying to have a plan to up your game, to think about what projects, what things you want to accomplish for the year. It's just a strategic plan.
Great.
And can I ask everybody to please put your club name in your video screen, please?
So if you go on your picture, 3 dots, click on that, it'll say rename, and you can just go ahead and rename yourselves with your clip name as well.
So like Gregory, who's Gregory?
Greg's iPhone.
Pretty sure that's my youth services chair.
Okay,
Or
so
Mama
Gregory
Louie.
Louis Kwan.
Yep.
Okay,
Great.
be sure now.
Yeah, I'll claim him even if he's not.
There he is. There's Greg. His picture was just there. Okay. All right. Updates on D5000 youth programs. I see Dick Moscow, and we're going to go ahead and have him talk a little about Interact and what's going on there. June was wonderful in sending what Mililani has already done and plans to do. And if you guys can make it real short, we'll go ahead and just see for those that have Interact, how they're doing, or what activities have they done so far. So, Dick, do you want to go first?
Okay, nothing much. I'm in a little medical timeout right now, just for a few weeks, and then we'll be active. But we've got 4 Interact clubs. They all got $250 from our club as the starting funds. Pearl City Shopping Center matched 2 of those public schools, so I actually got 500 each. St. Elizabeth Catholic School wants to start a Interact to go up to 8th grade, so they want me to speak to their parent teachers association first and present it to them. But we already have a schedule for the students. The city's having their Clean the Bikeway park coming up on October 18th, Saturday morning. So generally our Interact clubs participate in great numbers, and something that normally takes 3 hours takes us only about 1 hour and 15 minutes because we have so many bodies. But there's some other things planned for them a little later in the year, and a lot of them are doing things on their own, especially Pro City High. They already did one in August, collecting books to send to someplace in mainland, and the books, children's books, are going to go to Africa. So they are operating on their own, taking their own initiative. We come in later and try to get them to work together with projects that we do. So that'll be coming up in the second, third quarter of this year.
Thanks, Dick. Awesome work. June, did you want to share a little bit about Mililani Sunrise? I mean, Mililani High School,
No, that was the middle school.
middle school, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the middle school, yes. Last week Wednesday, the Central District had a teachers workshop, and the advisor for the Mililani Middle School Interact Hub was invited to give a speech on what does Interact does. So what she did is she brought some of her officers. They did a PowerPoint screen, and they showed they had pictures of different projects that the kids have done.
That's
So
awesome.
Basically, so they shared that with the teachers of Mililani District schools, all the schools,
That's great.
and yeah, that's
Good, good. And again, too, remember to send your articles in about these things that our youth are doing, because we're making a difference in schools and in their lives, so we got to share it. Anybody else like to share just one or two things that their Interact is doing at this time?
I can go.
Go ahead,
Hi,
Anita.
Jen, and everyone else. Well, we have the Interact Club at St. Joseph High School. They're going to be involved with a tent or treat. This is for Halloween on October 29th at the school. They're going to be setting up a tent with about 9 other different groups, agencies, whatever, in town. And we're going to get our own tent. And they'll also have an Interact Club sign on their tent, or banner rather. So we're going to give out candy, donate candy, and give it out to the community. They're involved with that. And they're also going to be putting together a book for our club. We get banners over the years, and we have a collection of them. So they're going to put a collection of the book together to make a book with all the different banners from different clubs that have visited us. So that's going to be upcoming real soon. And they'll be involved with the feeding the hungry, with the homeless, with hope services for Thanksgiving, and they'll be passing out their medic kit when they do that. And they also serve the food. They help serve, yeah.
Yeah, Waikea High is going to be doing that too. Not
Oh,
the medic
great.
part, but yeah, they've been
Great.
different. Yeah. Anybody else real quick about Interact?
Yeah, let me talk about Roosevelt High School. They have 29 kids who signed up this year, and they only had 10 last year. And they've done 2 restoration projects, habitat restoration projects, and 15 kids, or at least 15 shifts, are going to be filled on October 5th for Children and Youth Day by our Roosevelt kids. So the other thing I think is really interesting, the officers are all seniors this year, and they're working really hard to integrate the sophomores, and they're going to be including them. They are going to be our RILA students. So that's all.
Great, thanks, Laurie. Yeah, and Waikea High, I will just say this, I have the dates down at under upcoming events. We had Rotaract and Interact, a walk in the walk, Alzheimer's walk, and they started binding and talking. And, we too will be doing a Halloween haunted house under KTA, where the community over at least 7,000 to 8,000 people will be walking in over 4 days. So that's
Oh, wow.
yes, yeah. So they're gonna be wearing their shirts and promoting Rotary. And the biggest thing that I was super proud of, and I think all of you are doing, but we need to share it again, is having our interactors, no matter what middle school, high school, all say the pledge, the 4-way test together.
Yep.
It's really, really grabs your heartstrings, I tell you.
Mhm.
Okay, anybody else from Interact that wanted to say anything more?
So Lori has her hand up.
Yes.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Lori, go ahead. Where'd she go? Did she cut herself off? Lori, are you there? Okay, we can have her come in. But yeah, the kids are hungry. They're excited. And yeah, they're coming out in big numbers. We have 32 in Vaikia High, so yeah, we're happy.
So
And they're
Jen,
ready. Mhm.
didn't were the interactors involved with the Peace Week this week?
Interactors were not because of the school schedule,
Yeah.
but rotor actors were. Rotor Act was involved in the Peace Day early sunrise service. They had 6 or 7 of them go. Anybody else that was their youth was in?
One of our Interact middle schools, our Savior Lutheran school, every Peace Day in the Blaisdell Park, there is an actual bell from Japan that's
Oh.
just like the one. And every Peace Day, the interactors go down there, clean the place up, and ring the bell at a certain time. So they've done it every year, and they did it this year too.
Great. I do see Lori is back. Lori, can you hear us? Oh, there she is.
Yes, I don't know what I did, pardon me, but I'm just reporting on behalf of Lahaina Luna Interact Club here in Lahaina. And tomorrow we're electing our board positions. The kids will be voting for each other. And then we are working with the kids to teach them about what a service project is and giving them the opportunity to start their own service project this year. But in the meantime, we have dictionaries to keep us busy. We're going to be doing an event where we take some dictionaries, and tomorrow we'll be preparing some of them to take to a 4th grade class at King Kamehameha here on West Maui. And so I love y'all's whoever said that you read the 4-way test with the kids. That's such a great idea, and shows you know, their aloha and pride for their club, you know. So I want to make sure that we do that too. That's a great idea. So yeah, that's just a little bit about Lahaina.
Awesome, Lori. We're so happy Lahaina Luna is back. And wow, how wonderful. How wonderful is that? Okay. Before I move on, anything else on Interact, guys?
Hi, this is Greg Louis Kwan. I'm not sure. This is the first time I'm participating in a Zoom call for this particular thing, and I'm not sure if the comments I have or report I have from the Rotary Club of Honolulu are appropriate. But anyways, so I have been a Rotary member only for about a year now, and I've been fairly active in meeting with different board members. And partly as a result of that and my involvement in other, or at least one other youth-oriented nonprofit organization, Surfrider Spirit Sessions, we teach at-risk youth surfing in Waikiki in a kind of an 8-week mentorship program. But anyways, so I wanted to let you folks know that a couple things. This isn't directly pertinent to youth services. Oh, I'm the newly appointed Youth Services Director. And about a month and a half ago, we had a meeting with, we have a program that we launched called the Don Anderson Youth Leadership Fellows, anyway, or something of that sort. And this is something that President Tom Coyne of the Rotary Club of Honolulu and Luci Pinoliad, longtime treasurer for the Rotary Club of Honolulu, have been kind of pushing for the last 2 or 3 years. And finally, we got approval to run it this year. And this is what we're doing. We have 7 younger people, college age, and well, mostly college age and some older. And we met with Riley Lau and with Micah Christensen and with Oliver Bartolome and 1 or 2 other people about a month and a half ago. And over the course of the next year, these young people are going to be working on leading a service project in all 5 avenues of service. And Oliver and I think Micah may have already gotten a head start and knocked out 1 or 2 of those already, according to recent past president, Tom Coyne. So a lot of people have been traveling, so we haven't been able to meet again, including Lucci, who's one of my mentors for Rotary. And so that's what we're doing with that. And the other thing that happened just this past, last week, we had a visitor from the E Club of New York, founded by a fellow named Willem Kemper of Dusseldorf, Germany. So I had the pleasure of taking him around, and we exchanged banners at our regular meeting last Tuesday. But anyway, so that's what's going on here in Honolulu. I'm sorry, here from the Rotary Club of Honolulu. Because there are other Rotary clubs on Oahu besides us.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite a bit. Yeah, thanks, Greg. And yeah, the connections with Rotary, just be careful when it deals with water. A lot of schools have these stipulations about the kids going near the water nowadays. So, yeah.
We have for Surf Friday Spirit Sessions, which is we have an 8-week program 3 times a year in Waikiki, and we have all of the ducks lined up, including the FBI and sex offender registration checks and criminal background checks on all of our mentors and stuff like that. And we're going to be entering our 20th year in about 6 months. And I've been on the board for about 10 years, but that's not Rotary. That's another thing that I'm involved in.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but anyways.
Okay.
Yeah, but thank you
Perfect.
about the warning about water. Water can drown people.
Yeah.
I've been surfing since age 14. I'm 75 now, still alive. But yeah, it can be.
Hope so.
Good job. Good job. Okay. All right. Welcome aboard, Greg. Any questions? Let us know how we can help. You've got a great president now, Mr. Dunkel, that can assist you, and he knows.
Brian is such a great guy. Love that guy.
Yep, for sure. Okay. HRYF club agreements sent to clubs. Check with your presidents. If you guys haven't seen it, check your email, check your junk mail. If you plan to be a part of the Rotary Scholarship Program for our Hawaii youth, you gotta make sure those forms are filled. So Brian, can you assist Greg with that one?
Oh, Brian, are you on this call?
Well, I'm on the call, Greg.
Very nice.
We're on it.
Okay, great. Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, Ryla, 25-26. I'm just going to go around the youth chairs and just get some quick updates. Rec, Tabor, and Brian, how's Oahu Ryla going?
Okay, well, Brian's got it active, right, to sign up. So the poster's right behind me. So Brian, why don't you tell them where they can find that and you start signing up?
Well, actually, let me get the URL and put it in the chat. I'll put the sign up for the kids and for volunteers for Oahu.
Yeah, for Oahu. So Oahu will be at Camp Erdman again. I feel like I mentioned this earlier. So January 30th, February 1st. So that's a Friday. They arrive after school. We have a bus that stops in 3 places to pick folks up, to bring them up to Camp Erdman. We're actually going to be there a little bit later on Sunday this year because Rotaract would like to have a longer day to play with the kids longer. So we're going to extend it a little bit. What we could use help with is, of course, recruiting kids. These are high school kids. So typically we're going to get sophomores and juniors. I've noticed kind of an influx of seniors that have been coming, and we sometimes get freshmen, and that's okay also. 50 kids is about our max. That pretty much fills our training room. And we'd like to have around 20 volunteers. So if folks are, this is a 2-way kind of plug here. One, to select your kids that are going to come from schools around Oahu. And the other is, if you have folks that are interested in volunteering, or if you're interested in volunteering, we would love to have you. And I'm going to do just one additional plug that we talked about in our first meeting. Looking for some fresh speakers that could speak on leadership stuff. If anybody out there, you or somebody in your club, has those kinds of skills, have them contact me or Brian, and we can start talking about that because we'd like to line up something around that. We do a lot of outdoor stuff. Maybe you've heard me talk about this, so I don't want to take up too much time, but we have the Odyssey course, which will be on Saturday, archery, things like that. So we rotate outdoor, indoor kinds of things. Campfire on Saturday night. It's really a fun camp. Kids love it. And we have a great time too, right, Brian? Well, actually, I see Tracy and Kathleen are on here too. So we got like, some of us have been doing this for 7 years, and we do it because we love it. So, but we do need help recruiting kids. That's the biggest issue, is getting kids to sign up. And this year, I feel like we do need to have some fresh volunteers sign up as well. Rotaract helps out too, so it's a lot of fun. I'll stop there. Brian, did I miss anything? Or Tracy, Kathleen? I think that's enough for that. You can ask questions if you have any. Yep. Thanks.
Great, thanks, Rick.
Hey, Jen.
Yes.
Jen, in the past, we had a brochure that we were able to pass on to the schools and the kids that kind of explain what the program is and how to sign up. Is it possible to get that brochure again? Because it's for us to go out and recruit people, it would be good to have that brochure so that parents can actually see what's going on.
Good idea.
Okay, we do have a RILA core meeting on October 7th as it's listed. We will definitely discuss that and try to produce it as soon as possible. And make it island relative, yeah. So before I go, Mary Alberts. She was here. Sheena.
I'm here. There.
Okay. Hey, oh, I see you, Ryla. Any updates for Maui?
Just that we met as an island, and some new ideas came up, and so I'm working on those as far as making it more attractive. And I've got Mindy Montalvo, former Rylarian, co-chairing with me, so she's helping me with the stuff that I need help with.
Great, and if you need any other assistance, we can discuss on October 7th meeting.
Yeah.
Right. As far as Big Island RILA, we will be having our RILA again February 13th through the 15th over Valentine's Day weekend, which is also President's Day. We have asked all our past Rylarian campers from 2025 to apply for youth facilitator positions. We actually sent a survey to them, and based on their answers, we will go ahead and select them and interview them a little bit further to make sure they're ready for the leadership challenges that could be presented. So with that being done right now, October 1st is when we will begin to accept our campers. And Brian, is that still doable for registration to open on October 1st for Hawaii Island?
Yeah, I think I need the list of clubs from you. I also realized that there are a couple of other things that I will send you an email about that I might need details on.
Okay, we can speak later, no problem. But yeah, we are excited. We are super excited to have new kids coming on. And your biggest recruits, man, Interact is just telling anybody they possibly can already about Rayla. And we have our two youth chairs, Alex and Steve, on this Zoom too, that will be working hard to recruit for Rayla too, right, guys? I put them on the spot. I'm so sorry. They're great, fabulous.
Jen,
Yes.
can I say something? As it's been an honor getting a lot of training on an international level and a district level and zone levels to be district governor. And RILA, of course, is something that Rotarians do actually all over the world in various forms. And something came up last year at the zone meeting, and I, I listened to it, but I didn't really understand it. And then I ended up volunteering to pick up kids after the camp this last February, and realized that Jen and our Big Island guys were doing that. And what they've done is they've made their young people, their Rotaract members, or in this case, I think you were using your seniors that they became sort of the facilitators of the program. So by the time I got there, I was there a couple hours early, and all these young people are doing everything. And I'm thinking, wow, these these college kids and whatever young adults are amazing how well they were speaking and how much the kids were relating and how well the kids got up. And so I don't know how this, you know, I've been to our Big Island Ryla for years, but that's the first time I've really seen, I think it started a few years ago, but finding young people to be part of this, because teenagers, I don't know, they don't want to listen to me. So how engaging you might be, it's a whole lot more cool to listen to somebody that's 2 or 3 years older than you, because these kids were so involved with it. I really say, look around and see if you can't get young leaders, and Jen can maybe show you how they did that. I don't know. I'm just telling you, it was brought up at our zone and training, and then I turned around and here we were doing it. And while I've sort of got everybody's attention and we're talking, it could involve RILA, it could involve Interact, and it certainly our youth scholarship awardees. We now have 2 Rotaract clubs. We had 7 years ago, but lost so much of them during the COVID and not getting them back started. So we've got one in Hilo now that's active again and started as a club. And then the Oahu one is getting a rebirth of energy. And an idea I had is that when springtime comes, we should send information to every Interact student and every one of our RILA attendees and every one of our Interact RILA and our scholarship recipients. You know, we send these kids, they get these huge scholarships and we send them off and say, well, have a good time. Tell them how they can join a Rotaract club. Either join our clubs here in Hawaii, and you know, the dues are very cheap, and how to find a Rotaract club in the area that they may be going off to school. The reason I say that is once you're a Rotaract member, you can go to a Rotaract club or a Rotary club anywhere in the world. So I use the analogy that if a kid came to Hilo and came to our club, my club, you know, Rotary Club of Hilo, and said, hi, I'm your scholarship winner. I was in Interact in Oahu or somewhere else in the world, and I'm here going to University of Hawaii at Hilo, and I need a used car, I need a part-time job, I need help with some place to live, I need to buy cheap furniture. You know, the Rotarians could come forward and really help them. And because they're in Rotaract, that is an open door to them. And I really want to think about how that could be such an easy thing. So I'm hoping that by the springtime of this year, we can really keep in touch with those kids that have been great. All of our interactors, our RILA kids, and our scholarship winners. So just an idea. Think about how we can make that happen. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, DG Nancy. Yeah, with Anita, you know, all of us that have participated in RILA, once you get hooked, you're really hooked, right?
Yes,
Yeah. So I would, if Rick is asking for 20 volunteers for the youth chairs that are on this, that if you're able to take those 2.5 days out of your schedule and assist at this program, you'll truly witness some life-changing, positive transformations in these students coming in shy and going out really confident and sure of themselves. So yeah, it's a great program. Moving on, thank you so much. Youth Leadership Conference, we're trying to see if we have to do it by island and getting together like the Interacts, even if it's at a Thanksgiving luncheon with a fellow Rotary Club and their Interact clubs, just try to form those bonds so these kids really can build those lifetime friendships and have some true friends. Junior Achievement Partnership. Naomi is not there. She had to stalk away. How many of you ever participated in Junior Achievement?
Yeah.
Ooh, hands are back. Junior Achievement is asking for Rotarian help to assist in getting junior achievement back into many of the schools. They don't have enough volunteers. So a partnership is already being formed. If it's something that you're interested in doing, and it's a great skill, business skills all the way from elementary, which here on the Big Island, it's only elementary that they're starting up, but on Oahu, they may be already in your high schools and middle schools. But if it's something that you would want to reactivate and think it's a good tool for not only you, the child, but also for Rotary, please let us know. We have the contact and the information. And, you know, it was the thing back in the day before COVID.
Yeah, that's true.
That was life-changing also. So let us know. It's a good program. All of you that raised your hand, you know how good the program really
Very
is.
good.
Yep, it sure is.
Yeah. October is Community Economic and Development Month. I don't know the activities that are gone. Nancy, do you have any idea? Lila, do you have?
No, well, because for Rotary, it's October is Polio Month and November is Foundation Month. But so that's probably your youth has that other schedule, and I'm sorry, I don't know what their activities are.
Well, I do know that we have the Hawaii Children, this is on Oahu, and Youth Day, October 5th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Okay.
For those of you, is anybody on this call that's participated in that before? No, no. Naomi, there you go. Can you explain more about Children and Youth Day, please?
Okay. Is Laurie still on? Yeah, Laurie's still on.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm here.
Okay.
Oh, so Laurie Arnone from Honolulu Sunrise.
Oh.
Okay, so this event has been going on for about 25 years at the municipal lot on Oahu. And it used to be really huge where they had a lot of tents. The kids were able to do games and
Okay, good girl.
Do activities. So this time they kind of streamlined it so that the people who have the booths don't need to pay, but everybody at the booth needs to do an activity. So we're going to have a Rotary tent. We're going to have brochures about RILA and Interact, youth exchange, and the kids can come and play a game. So it's the Honolulu Sunrise group that is Gina and Laurie that are spearheading that. And then some of I think the Roosevelt interactors are going to help us with the booth and the games. But this is a way to really advertise or promote Rotary to this group of for youth service. So so June, Dean, who joined your club, came to our booth a couple of years ago, asked about Rotary. I gave him a brochure and then he joined. So it works.
Good score.
Yeah.
So Laurie, you still need some volunteers?
Yeah, I need about 3 for the 1:30 to 3:30 shift if anyone's interested. The other spots have filled in, but you know, people come and go, and if you have any interest in stopping in and talking about Rotary a little bit in the information tent, you are more than welcome from any club. We're good on the activities. Dana Barnes is my co-chair, and she's working on activities as well, and she's the executive director of Read to Me International. So we're going to have a reading component as well as typical crafts.
Nice. Yeah.
That's awesome. Great, great, great. One thing too for the youth chairs that haven't really got your youth program fully started and you want to start small, don't forget we can provide you with information about reading in the elementaries. Rotary and kindergarten is really an easy project. You order books and then, you know, work with the school teachers there. And then the dictionaries, guess what? They're still valuable. We are distributing here in Hilo to 3 different schools this coming weekend. And I know
Which schools? Which schools?
I can go ahead and tell you, but it's Keao, I don't have Wally's email. Wally's handling
Oh,
that,
okay.
but oh yeah. But you know, these are small projects that make a lot of difference to a lot of children within our communities. So yeah, it's exciting. I know that we're getting 2 minutes left to the 6:30 hour. Is there anyone on this Zoom meeting that has some pending or questions or quandaries that they would want to ask any resourceful person that's here, or even just to tell something or announce something wonderful about what you are doing with your kids? Okay, Lila.
Jan, Naomi invited me to, and you, right, to come and share some thoughts. For those of you who might be struggling a little bit to find kids, I'd like to encourage you to go to the nearest high school, middle school, and invite the principal to one of your meetings. Invite them, pay for lunch, pay for breakfast, pay for dinner, so that they know that they're part of, that Rotary is part of the community. And they will also, or if you don't want to invite them, at least go talk with them and see if you can have a conversation with the student activities coordinator. When I was doing RALA for the district many years ago, we chose to have the B and C students be the ones that attended RILA. Across the nation, stateside, you know, it's RILA Rotary Youth Leadership Awards. So they pick the cream of the crop. And those kids always have lots of opportunities. However, if you really want your club to sponsor some kids, go to the student council. Student activities coordinator at every high school has the connection with the student council advisor. They also have connections with other youth service clubs. So I think that we can be generous enough to include some Leo kids or Kiwanis kid, Key Club. The idea is to build as much leadership at the youth level and have them connect with each other. So I would encourage you to go directly to the schools and find a kindred adult there who can connect you with someone who has access to the kids.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Anybody else want to share anything before we close this meeting? Oh, go ahead, Dick.
Yeah, you're talking about dictionaries. We've been doing this for 14 years now. So 14 elementary schools, we're probably gonna give out 850 to 870 dictionaries this month. But during this process, Highlands Intermediate School principal approached us, because we have an interact club there. Would you like to meet at a brand new multimedia center on our school campus and have your club meetings there? And we jumped at it and we just bring in our own lunch. Number 2 months later, he joins our club. Number 3, they're now asking us whenever we bring in speakers, they would love for the speakers to talk to their students also. So the University of Hawaii basketball team came, talked to the students, and there were like 80 of them listening to them. They wanted to hear from engineers, they wanted from architects. So they're giving us a list of speakers that talk to us first, and then go and talk to the students after. So it's a cooperation that is working beautifully at this point.
That's impressive. Awesome.
Wow, that is
There's a couple of clubs. Pearl Ridge is leading the way in downtown Honolulu. They meet at the schools and they have such a great relationship with these schools, and it benefits everybody. And they have an affordable place to eat and meet that you don't have to pay $50 for lunch or dinner. God bless those nice restaurants, but you know, it really gives you an alternative of where to get together so people can be a member and join in without a costly lunch. So yeah, Dick, what you guys are doing is fantastic. Thank you.
Yes, awesome.
Which club was doing the Halloween tent with the Rotary? That sounds like something we can maybe do here in Lahaina.
That was
What
the Hilo Bay Club. And that's
Okay,
an
Hilo
opportunity
Bay.
because October is the month for community activity and development. So it's perfect.
Perfect.
And Naomi, is Naomi still on?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, so we did put out the word about junior achievement, and so you may have some people contacting you. When we asked how many hands, raising of hands for how many people worked with junior achievement, there was quite a few. So
Oh, awesome.
yes,
Awesome.
yes. All right. Okay. Hey guys, we're 3 minutes past the hour.
But for junior achievement, we have a table. They're having a big dinner in Oahu on Thursday, October 9th. And so Rotary has a table. So we have a table of 8, but we need to sell 4 more of those seats. I think we've got 4 of them sold. So anybody in Oahu want to come have dinner and hear about junior achievement, and that's a fundraiser and help them. So if you want to join us, let us know so we can fill up our table, okay?
Well, it's because Junior Achievement is recognizing Rotary
Right.
District 5000
Yeah.
Into the Hall of Fame because of
Yes.
what we do.
For what we've done in the past and what they hope we do in the future, but we do need to fill up our table. Yes, thank you. So let us know, let Naomi or myself or Jen know, okay? Because we're all going, aren't we? Yes. Okay.
Okay. With that, hey, how about we all say the 4-way test and close our meeting? Okay, let's go. Turn off those mics and we'll let Mary Alberts, can you lead us with the 4-way test?
Turn off
Sure.
really?
Of the things we think, say, and do. First.
Is
it the truth?
Second.
Is it
Is
fair
it fair to all
concerned?
concerned?
Third.
Will it
build
goodwill
goodwill and
better
better
friendships?
And fourth.
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
concerned?
All right.
And fifth, if you guys
Yay.
do that.
Will it be fun?
Have fun. All right, good night, everybody. Thank
Thank
you.
you
Please
all.
let us
Bye.
know if you have any questions or
Thank
comments.
you.
Aloha.
Bye.
Aloha.
Thanks, Lila. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Nance.
Good meeting, Jen.
Thank you. Yay. We'll try to have another group people speak about what was the other thing we're going to have them look at. Yeah, we'll talk about it next month.
Okay. Roz, if you're still there, get us your Polio Plus stuff so we can move forward. October is screaming at me. Okay. See you soon. Thank you.
Thanks so much.